What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from New Park Brewing, and they are out of West Hartford, Connecticut, and this is their Trace. So this is an IPA that comes in at 6.2% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review, this can is just under 1 month old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Steven, for this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Steven hooked me up with. And he hooked me up with a bunch of different beers, one of which is from New Park. And I always love trying beers from New Park because I think they're a fantastic brewery, from their IPAs to their blender series. They make some really good beers. This is a 6.2%, basically New England IPA that's brewed with, I believe it's Citra, Simcoe, and Motueka hops. So yeah, let's crack it open and get it into the glass and see what we got going on here. So lower ABV IPA, I just hope it's nice, clean, crisp, and refreshing, and crushable, and shit went everywhere. It happens. It happens. Yeah, so it's pouring out like your typical hazy. Do a little bit more of an aggressive pour here, and you fucked it up, Joe. Yeah, you thought you were going to get cute there, huh? And be like, ah, here comes the aggressive pour. Shout out to my bounty lovers. Shout out to them. OCD kicking in? Oh, yeah. It's kicking in. We're going to throw this over here. But, yeah, that was not it, Chief, on the pour. Definitely not it. Holy shit. 83 finger head. Does look beautiful, though. That head looks fucking like a nitro head. So, yeah, it's hazy orange. Like a honey orange, golden orange, 4 fingers, and incredibly, I think I used before. Yeah, incredibly, making up words. Incredibly looking off-white colored head, but it looks super, super smooth. Like, again, it's very nitro-esque. It's not even going anywhere. That might be problematic for the aroma, but yeah, I mean, that looks absolutely like a fucking terrible pour, number one. Number two, it looks fantastic. Let's get a nose if I can. Yeah. Tons of tangerine and grapefruit. Dare I say tangelo? Now, people think I'm lying about tangelo. I bring this up like every, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, but tangelos are absolutely phenomenal. They are, to me, like one of the most juicy citrus fruits you'll ever have. Oh, look at that little spillage on the table. Quicker picker-upper. Where's that sponsorship? But no, really, tangelo, there is a little bit of that zesty kind of lime from the Motueka. And then there's this pronounced dankness, probably from the Simcoe. Touch of like a peach, apricot, stone fruit vibe. Little bit of like this grainy kind of malt sweetness, 6.2%. I typically get that in hop-forward beers that are like sub 7%. This is 6.2, so it has like, you kind of know it's like a lower ABV kind of IPA. It smells juicy, fruity, but not like over the top. Yeah, it smells really good. Hang on. I was pulling away and there was something else that hit me. Like a cantaloupe honeydew, like the rind. Like a little bit of it, like a dank melon. Yeah, it smells really good. Let's get into it. Cheers to everybody. Thanks again to Steven. Body and mouthfeel are superb for 6.2. Little bit of that vanilla. Joe over at Joe's Arcade, he's been getting that a lot. He's been like green cheek beers and whatnot. And I've always gotten that where a lot of people say bubblegum or cotton candy, typically from the yeast. I usually say vanilla or some kind of confectionery sweetener or a sugary kind of confectionery feeling to it. And that's kind of what I'm getting this one. Not big, but it's, you know, noticeable to some degree. So the body, this is like straight up medium, maybe a touch under 6.2, it's fine. It drinks a little bit lighter body-wise, but it's not watery or anything. The mouthfeel is fucking superb. I think the mouthfeel kind of makes this beer as a whole, because we'll talk about the taste momentarily, but the mouthfeel, it's soft, it's smooth, it's creamy. It's fucking fantastic. You know, it has like a mild carbonation, mild to moderate, but more approaching mild. So it just like slides down the palate. It's so smooth and creamy. Fantastic mouthfeel. The taste, however, despite the nose, I really dug, like I love tangelos, you know, into that stone fruit, that dankness from the Simcoe, and zesty lime from the Motueka. It's not as boisterous as I anticipated. However, it is 6.2%. 6.2%, got to keep that in mind. Right up front, a little bit of that grainy. A lot of times I'll say bready, I'll say biscuity, sometimes honey. It's a generic grainy kind of sweetness. Hits me at the forefront, dives underneath the palate. So again, I would probably say this drink's more like a pale ale to me from that in that respect. The hop character a little bit more boisterous than a lot of pale ales, so I can see why it's listed as an IPA, like a hazy IPA. However, right after that, tangelo for sure, a little bit of that peach and apricot, and then the finish is this dank kind of melon-esque, yeah, I'd say dank melon-esque kind of finish. Again, underlying like zesty lime as well. Everyone's saying lemon or lime. It's definitely zesty lime. Pour a little bit more into this because I'm not pouring it like an idiot now. But I would say this. This is a nice, like, if this was like their house IPA, I'd be like, that's fine. Like, they always have it available. You could always get it, 6.2%. You could drink a couple pints, you'd not be all fucked up. But it's far from the best I've had from New Park. It's good. I like that tangelo. I like the juiciness from it. It's just, it's not overly complex. And the flavors on the palate are just a little bit overall lighter. And the nose was way more, dare I say, bombastic. Shout out over to Paul over at PaTroll News. As you can see, I'm crushing this. I could easily session this. Like, I could drink 2 or 3, 4 cans of it. My palate wouldn't get tired of it. 6.2%, you can't tell. Like I said, I would guess like a 5.5 to 6% pale ale. It's a nice, easy drinking, hazy IPA. Good flavors, albeit a little bit more subtle than I was hoping. I just want a little bit more oomph, I guess, from the beer as a whole. But again, keep in mind 6.2%. So, New Park Brewing's Trace. I'm going to give this, pour the rest in, why not? See if I can get it all in there. Oh yeah, we have succeeded. Don't go over. You fucked me once. I fucked myself. I'll go high 4 out of 5, I'll go 4.05. It's good. It's nice. It's tasty. I enjoy it. It's just, if I haven't had like a, I don't know how many New Park like hop forward beers I've had. It's been at least a half dozen. If this is one of my least favorite, I'd say, of the ones I've had, and it's still got a 4.05. So like, it's a good score. It's a good beer. It's just one of my least favorite from New Park as far as their hop forward offerings go. It is what it is. Got to be honest, right? Still good though. I enjoy it quite a bit, and I'm glad Steven sent it my way. Price point and availability. I think this was, I looked this up on Instagram. I think it was $16.99 a 4-pack. That sounds weird. Might have been $15.99, but say $16 to $17 a 4-pack. Would I pay that personally again? No, because I didn't do it the first time. Thanks, Steven. But I don't think I'd rebuy this at $4.25 a can. Like, I just wouldn't do that personally. It just, you know, wouldn't be something that I would personally do. But if you never have it before, would I pay that to try it? Probably. I probably wouldn't buy an entire 4-pack of it, but, you know, I'd buy a single can if I could. So price point, a little bit high for, you know, what I'm drinking, but as a whole, just slightly high. And the availability, it's New Park. I'm pretty sure they're like brewery only. Maybe they get some drips and drabs outside of the West Hartford area or in maybe some bottle shops in Hartford. But as far as I know, they don't get much distribution, which is why it makes it even cooler that Steven sent me a can of this. So yeah, I mean, on that finish too, like, another thing keeping me from really loving this, it has a nice like semi to full on dry kind of finish. I don't find much bitterness here. Like a mild bitterness. So I want a little bit more bitterness. Again, that is not necessarily what the style dictates, but that's, again, personal preference, which is pretty much what my reviews are as a whole. I just look at this fucking, listen, look at that lacing. Look at, it has like a, just like a lemon meringue pie kind of head on it. It looks fucking gnarly. I love the look of this beer. It's a shame that the beer did not live up to the look. And again, I'm saying this knowing I gave this a 4.05 out of 5. It's New Park. I have big expectations based on prior experiences with them, and it is what it is. So once again, huge thanks to Steven for this one. If anybody out there has had this beer, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. I would be very curious to hear your thoughts. I want to say that, do I know anybody who had this one? I don't know. I didn't look on tap. I'd imagine a couple of my friends have had it before, but who knows? Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Once again, thanks, Steven. To the next one. Cheers.